Hi folks, Fuzzfinger here and welcome to a Sonic Mania video. And in this small series I'm going to be showing you how to master the blue sphere level, some of the ones that I struggled with anyway. And now that I've got them all done, I've got all 32 gold medallions, I thought I'd share some of the tactics I used to get in these done so that hopefully they won't be as painful for you. Stay tuned. So this first one I'm going to show you, I did struggle with it, did take a few attempts, and that's because it took a while to learn the path more than anything. Once you've learned the path, it is just about timing your jumps. So the general strategy to get this one done is you follow the line as far as you can go until you reach a dead end, and then you jump. But you jump straight, don't try and turn or anything, you only turn when the path turns. So watch here how I turn because the path turns, but now we're going to need to jump, so I jump, just jump straight. The trick is timing your jumps, especially as the level speeds up, so that you don't jump over the next, the blue sphere or the ring on the other side of the bounce ball. Okay, so jump, but make sure you time your jump perfectly, so you don't jump over the one you want to get on the other side. And that's all there is to this one, really. It takes a little bit of practice. I'm pretty sure, unless you're really lucky, that you're going to have to do a few attempts on this one. But this is the path, and the path here is the most annoying thing. Once you've got the path down, then it's just a little bit of practice to get your jumps right, and you should have this done within a few attempts, as I say. Okay, so I'll just show you the rest of this. Just be careful as you get to the end of this one, because you're basically getting closer and closer to the centre of the giant ball that you're running on. And because the level's speeding up as well, there's a lot more turns to make. So just be careful not to forget to turn instead of going into one of the red balls, obviously. And as you can see, we're getting closer now to the centre, so just need to pay a little bit more attention to when we're turning. But still follow the same tactic of turn when you can, jump when you hit the dead end. And that's it. Sorted. Right, so this next one is actually quite simple, but for some reason it manages to throw a lot of people off. So I'll admit it took me a few attempts as well, and I'll show you basically what you need to do in order to complete this one quite quickly. The trick to this one is time. If it goes too fast, the last 4 blue spheres, which you need to collect last because of getting the perfect, are going to be a lot trickier than they need to be. So you want to start by finding all these gold balls here that are basically sectioned off by the blue balls and the red balls. And each set of blue balls gives you 16 rings, I think. So you want to get all 4 sets of blue balls on the outside of these gold balls here, turning them all into rings and then getting the rings for the perfect. Once you've done all 4, you will actually have the perfect. As you see there, it's that simple. But the last 4 blue balls are in the middle of a load of other balls, and you have to use these gold springs to get to them. See them there? Just line yourself up and they get ready to turn so you don't get bounced back out again. The problem is when that's going quickly, if you've been quite slow getting the other balls, then you're going to be going further than you need to on those bounces. But that's that one anyway. This one's not too hard at all, actually. Basically, in order to get the blue balls, you just follow the path. You're pretty much kept in a straight line because of everything that's going on around you. You might just have to jump over the odd red ball in order to, continue your path on. So, in order to get the rings, at some point, as you're following each path of blue balls, blue spheres, you need to just jump out into the centre and then grab the rings. But when you jump back, it's very important you jump back exactly where you jumped out on the very next ball, so you can continue on with the same path. And here we do a little jump over that red ball that we collected first, and we just follow this pattern all the way along. So we'll jump in, grab the rings, and then we'll jump out at exactly the same place that we jumped in. We'll one square over really, so that we continue the same path. And if we do this to the end, we'll have the perfect as well. There's a lot more blue spheres in this level than there are rings. So if you're going for the perfect, it is hard to miss out on it, in all honesty. So there's the perfect. And then just jump out. Again, just time your jumps when you do this, especially as it speeds up, so you don't accidentally jump over onto one of the golden spheres that's going to catapult you away. Once you've got the perfect, you just complete this as normal, basically. Just follow the linear path round, bearing in mind to jump over when need be, and you'll finish backwards as well. The only one where you finish backwards. And there's the gold medallion. This one's quite simple as well, actually. All you have to do is collect these ones here, where you get 6 blues surrounded by reds, which you can turn the whole lot into rings. And there's going to be multiple sets of those throughout the sphere itself. And there's also going to be 4 rings scattered around the place on their own, and also 4 blue spheres. So that's the 3 kinds of spheres and rings that you're going to be dealing with on this level. All you need to do to get the perfect is make sure you save at least one set of 4 blue balls that don't turn into rings, one of these for example, one of those sets, until the end, and collect everything else. As long as you save one of those, then you can get the perfect on this level for the gold medallion. The only annoying thing with this level is that once you have collected everything else, it can be a bit of a pain trying to find those blue spheres that you've left, since obviously they're kind of slap bang in the middle, and it can be difficult to just get your bearings in order to figure out where they are. But once you've collected most of the other stuff, the level will be moving quite quickly, but there won't be a whole lot you can knock yourself out of the level on, except for the 4 blue balls blue spheres that have turned into red spheres. They're the only things that you can accidentally really exit the level on, so just be careful of those while you find the 4 blues. And as you can see, I am actually struggling here to find the final set of blue spheres. There should be a few more. I've actually got 2 sets of blues left here, as in 2 sets of blue 4s, if that makes sense, along with a couple of these as well. So we'll grab these, and then there's 1 more set of those, and then 2 sets of the 4 blues, and we will be done. So as I say, just there's the perfect. Trying to find some of the stragglers that you've left purposefully so that you don't miss out on the perfects can be the most challenging aspect. But there they are, and we're done. Right, so this brownish one here is fairly simple. I like to start by going backwards, bouncing on the gold spring, grabbing the 4 rings followed by the 4 blue spheres. The problem with this one, it's fairly linear in terms of the path. You can't really get lost, but especially towards the end, it's usually going so much quicker that the level itself can be hard to manoeuvre around because you're just bouncing all over the place. So anyway, once you've gone backwards, head back the way that you started from, and start collecting these rings here, turning the blue spheres into rings when you can, and then you'll just have to bounce backwards at times to get your bearings straight, and then hit the gold balls after doing that. Grab the 4 stragglers on each side here, just go out and come back on the other side. Don't try and be a hero bouncing all over the place. And now you're going to be following some linear paths. Oh, not yet, sorry, still need to collect another set of rings, so grab those. So this is just the symmetrical side of what we've just done. So we'll just bounce backwards, make sure you grab the 3 rings that are straggling on their own. Use the next gold bouncer. And then we've got another set of 8 into 2 4s of the blues. And now this is where things get a little bit tricky. You've got to just watch your turns here, because of the speed that you'll be going at. And then you just got the final 4 and the 3 rings. The rings you'll get naturally, by the way, if you're wondering, so don't worry about trying to path through to those. And there we have it. Right, so this dark blue sphere actually took me quite a few attempts, and I think I found the secret to doing it. The problem with it is the speed you end up going by the end. It's so fast, it's very hard to control. Now, you can just follow the linear path, and that will take you through all the blue spheres. But the trick I found, so that you can basically really cut down on the chunk of time it takes to do this so that you're not going so fast at the end, is follow the path, but every time you're about to run into a red sphere, instead of turning, as the path would want you to, jump over it, and you'll end up cutting out a big section of the map that you have to follow, but you won't miss out on any rings or balls. Any blue spheres, sorry. See how I just jump over them? A couple of times I do forget to. I naturally try and follow the path. Not there I didn't, but I do it a bit later. There, for example. And you're just wasting time, so it's going to be going much faster. So fortunately I'll get away with it that time. I should have jumped then as well after getting that blue sphere. See, we've ended up at the same place. So just jump over. instead of following the path once you hit a red ball, and that will be absolutely fine then. You'll get through this no problem. This is where things get just a little bit tricky at the end because of the speed things are going. But we've got 2 more rings, which you do want to get before getting the final blue sphere. Just jump over the springs, fortunately not red ones. And that's it. A little bit of practice and you'll have that one down in no time at all, I assure you. Okay, this light pale blue one, took me a few attempts because there's a few confusing elements to it. The first one is you get these sets of 16 blue spheres, which you need to turn into rings in order to get the perfect. But the way the layout is, you can be a little bit confused as to how you actually do that. So just follow that path I did there and you'll have no problem. The other thing is you have to... don't get those confused with these sets of 9 either, by the way. Just make sure you know which one's which. You get the 16 rings and the 9 rings, all connected to those blue spheres. And when you do these, make sure you jump over backwards in order not to be exiting the level a little bit too soon. Left that straggler there, so just jump then. You have to just time that right. You can't see when the thing's coming up. And there's one of those confusing sets of 16 again. But as you can see, just follow that path and they will all turn into rings. And then it's just about finding the rest of them. Here's the next set of 9. This one's just more about practice than anything else. There's our perfect. So there should be a set of 16. Well, that was close. Or something like that around here. Okay, we do need to grab these here. And then I think we need to jump on those other gold things, perhaps. Yes, there we go. There's the final 4. And there we have it. The perfect. Well, if this first episode helped you folks, please don't forget to hit the like button. See you soon.